Hey everybody, welcome to Hiking for Days. This time we take on the interprovincial Petit Temis Trail. For us, it'll be 3 days of cycling spanning two provinces. Starting in Edmundston, New Brunswick, we'll pedal our way to the hilly city of Rivière-du-Loup in Quebec, covering 140 kilometers of varied terrain. The name Rivière-du-Loup means River of the Wolf, a name that carries a bit of a bite. Maybe some of you are hoping for a dramatic showdown with us fending off slobbering wolves, but that's not our style. The only wildlife we came close to were peaceful migrating birds, seemingly enjoying early autumn as much as we were. If you're interested in the wildlife we've encountered along the Canadian Trail, I'm posting a link at the end of this video to the playlist of our northern British Columbia journey, which was teeming with bears, bison, and much more. We began our ride at the former Edmundston train station, now a tourist information center. The trail traces the old railway line into Quebec. Larry and I love trains, but today it's all about cycling. It's a crisp September morning with fog beautifully draped over the Madawaska River. The trail is mostly gravel and it's nice and dry, so no worries about mud today. This trail is well equipped. There are plenty of outhouses, picnic tables, benches, garbage bins, and parking areas, making it such a welcoming place for cyclists. Along the way, we pass several rails and rail cars, and note that this part of the corridor is still shared with active train tracks. This trail keeps things interesting. One minute you're in a forest, the next a park, a golf course, or a village. The locals here mostly speak French, so it's been a great chance to brush up on the French we learned in school. They seem to appreciate the effort, even if our accents are a little rusty. If you're enjoying this little adventure, we'd be so grateful if you gave that like button a quick tap. It's a small gesture, but it helps us a lot. My bicycle is heavy. It's about 50 pounds, plus the supplies in my pannier, plus me. I struggle a bit going up hills. The climb wasn't long, but my tires were sliding on the loose gravel. The struggle melted away at the crest, though, and I love the train tracks in the forest, with rail cars resting quietly, like travelers before their next journey. With the leaves falling and temperatures dropping, my tip for the day is wearing layers. My go-to is heavyweight merino wool or smart wool if you're after something equally reliable. Natural fibers that stay warm even when damp are a good choice. My top layer is a yellow jacket or shirt for visibility. If I start to perspire, I ventilate by removing a layer. Cool, not cold, is the goal. Loose clothes help air circulate and make moving easier. My feet are my weakest link and will freeze first when I'm cycling, so thick wool socks and roomy footwear are a must. I carry toe warmers for emergencies. Toe warmers are single-use, air-activated heat packs that can be placed in shoes to keep toes warm. This bridge over the Madawaska River feels as though it was built to lead adventurers straight into a story. Seriously, it's as inviting as a warm lantern glow on an autumn night. The path is quite straightforward and easy to follow. In places, ATVs rumble on one side, while cyclists and walkers keep to the other. Silent truce that keeps the journey safe and orderly. But ATVs can't traverse this trail end to end. They have designated areas. We pedal our way through the outskirts of Edmundston, where the trail passes through the town's quieter corners. Along the way, we spot a gaggle of Canadian geese lounging beside the path as if they're on their own holiday. They're so accustomed to the passing parade of humans, they don't even blink. Well, unless a dog trots by. I keep ears and neck warm with a balaclava. A balaclava is a loose-fitting hood, also known as a ski mask or ninja mask, but whatever it's called, I keep one in my pannier. I like one with a large enough face opening that doesn't have to cover my mouth or nose. I keep lukewarm drinking water in a thermos because frozen water is not much use, and even cold water lowers my body temperature when it's cold out. To protect my eyes, I use wraparound sunglasses with a light tint. It lets me spot potholes while still blocking UV rays and preventing my eyes from tearing and stinging when it's cold. The pathway transitions from gravel to pavement in the town. Unfortunately, the pavement here gives a bumpy ride. The gravel is actually smoother. The New Brunswick stretch of our journey is 21 kilometers, just a warm up compared to the 120 kilometers waiting for us in Quebec. Right now, we're rolling through Edmundston's St. Jacques district, the last lake of New Brunswick. It's the kind of place that feels like the end of a good chapter before we turn the page to something new. The border is a simple yet welcoming spot to pause along the trail. As you sip your water or enjoy a snack, keep an eye on the little airport nearby, and you just might witness a small plane making its way across the runway, which straddles the border between New Brunswick and Quebec. A rustic arch marks the transition, leaving no doubt that we've reached the next province. A short distance away, the trail leads through a shady underpass that feels like a cozy, narrow cave. Possibly a former train tunnel, there are now two picnic tables tucked inside, offering shelter from the sun or rain. It reminds me of a passageway in a castle. We roll into the town of Desjalais, named for an intriguing stretch of the Madawaska River that never freezes, even in winter. The river is the same river that's been with us since Edmundston. The parks and woodlands along the trail are well cared for. Not a speck of litter can be found. So pleasant for travelers. The colorful marina looks perfect for sunlit days, summer adventures, and carefree summer journeys. Railroads favor straight, level tracks to save energy, boost speed, and reduce wear on equipment. To build through rugged terrain, rock walls are blasted with dynamite, like the one on my left. Today, the overgrown rock wall resembles hanging gardens suspended in stone, while the smooth, flat rail bed offers a gentle ride. Starting at Desjalais, the trail traces the edge of Lake Témiscouata for 40 kilometers. We spent our first night on the trail in this town, where options for staying range from cozy campsites to charming auberges, rustic cabins, and luxury retreats. As we pedal along the waterfront heading north, falling leaves drift lazily through the air. The area is quiet, with few visitors at this time of year, yet the abundance of facilities suggests its popularity during the summer months. In my haste last night, I packed away my trusty gray gloves, leaving only the red ones within reach. Not wanting to tear apart the car to find them, I resigned myself to wearing the red gloves. Now, paired with my yellow windbreaker and green bicycle, I feel like a traffic light on wheels. The Petit Temis Trail has impressed me. Winding close to Lake Témiscouata, there are many well-kept picnic tables placed in scenic spots. Bridges provide great views, and I appreciate how the bridges, fences, and tables are all color coordinated in hunter green and sand tones. The colors blend nicely with the natural landscape, They're conspicuous enough to catch a cyclist's eye. The trail beautifully showcases picturesque areas, linking natural landscapes with town amenities. The experience is top notch, safe, comfortable, convenient, and scenic. Wayfinding is excellent, with ample signage and numerous small parking lots along the way provide easy access to the trail. Safety features like edge protection are thoughtfully implemented. The stone dust path is in excellent condition, complementing the wooded and natural shoreline settings of the region. As you journey along, you're treated to dramatic views of Lake Témiscouata. So far, after 65 kilometers, the trail has no sections where you need to cycle on the road, which sets the gold standard for cycling safety. Intersections with small roads are clearly marked and equipped with stop signs for trail users, while highways are bypassed with underpasses, ensuring a safe experience. It's the first time I've noticed a real estate sign on the trail in the forest. While I've passed signs advertising a restaurant or campground ahead, I'm not sure what to make of the real estate sign. On its own, it's not too distracting, but if commercial signs start popping up everywhere, the natural landscape vibe could be compromised. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. We're heading inland now, traveling parallel to the Trans-Canada Highway. Up ahead is St. Louis du Haha, a uniquely named town. We didn't visit the town, so all we have is footage of the trail as we pass by. But fun fact, St. Louis du Haha is the only town in the world with 2 exclamation points in its name. This section of the trail is hilly, and despite the highway's proximity, the trail feels more isolated. Signs along the trail inform you that the surveillance cameras are in use. Unfortunately, the trail is blocked for 3 kilometers due to freeway construction. We knew about this ahead of time thanks to the Canadian Trail website. During the summer, there's a shuttle service to take you to the other side where the trail continues, but the shuttle doesn't operate in the fall. If you're enjoying this adventure so far, please subscribe. It really helps our channel. We ended our second day here as the shadows grew too dark to film in the woods. We drove into Rivière-du-Loup for the night and returned to this spot the next day to continue pedaling toward our destination. With any luck, we reached the St. Lawrence River by early afternoon. Today marks our third and final day on the trail. Along this stretch, I've noticed an unusual amount of droppings that could belong to young bears or perhaps raccoons. This part of Quebec is alive with wildlife, a place where wild mammals roam freely. The larger ones, like wolves, moose, deer, coyotes, and bobcats, all call this region home. I've been fortunate enough to see all of them during my travels in Quebec. Middle-sized creatures, including skunks, porcupines, and raccoons, also frequent these wooded areas. Trails that make up the Trans-Canada Trail system are often wide and straight, many of them old railway beds offering a clear view ahead. These trails make it easier to catch sight of wildlife and ease off the pedals before I get too close, giving them plenty of space to scurry, saunter, or stroll away as they please. Heading into Rivière-du-Loup, I'm picking up the pace for some road cycling. This city route is unfamiliar territory, but the hilly terrain has just the right swoops and slopes to add a touch of roller coaster fun.
Okay, the next place is at the end.
The cycle ride through Rivière-du-Loup has a bike lane, but the lane runs close to large trucks and fast-moving traffic. It eventually turns off Highway 132 and onto Rue de l'Ancrage. Ancrage means anchor in French, which feels fitting since the trail ends at a ferry terminal. From here, I'm back on a stone dust path with the Rivière-du-Loup to my left, where it flows into the St. Lawrence River before continuing its journey to the Atlantic Ocean. Petit Temis Trail officially ends at the ferry terminal. To continue along the Trans-Canada Trail, you board the ferry for a 28-kilometer trip across the St. Lawrence River to the town of Saint-Simeon. That's where the trails through Quebec's Charlevoix region begin. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon.